can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Couple minutes on the score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the British Basketball League YouTube channel. We've got two games for you this evening. In about 20 minutes on Sky Sports Arena and the Sky Sports YouTube channel is the Sheffield Sharks against the Leicester Riders. But stay right here as the Plymouth City Patriots host the Cheshire Phoenix. 3 weeks ago, the Phoenix beat the Patriots by over 20 points and they'll be hoping to do the same again as the men from Cheshire look to lock up the second seed for the playoffs. Taking you through this one is Joel Osborne and former Brixton top cat Kyla Nelson.
Thanks, Jeanette. Yes, hello, welcome to Easter weekend hoops in the British Basketball League as the Plymouth City Patriots take on the Cheshire Phoenix live from the Plymouth Pavilions. Very warm welcome to you at home. Joel Osborne alongside Kyla Nelson to talk you through all the action. And Kyla, these are two teams at opposite ends of the table. What kind of matchup can we expect here tonight?
Yeah, still competitive, and Plymouth are known to be better at home. 4 of their 5 wins this season are at home, so I'm expecting it to be close, especially after the last couple of games.
Let's take you to tonight's starting 5, starting with the home side, Plymouth City Patriots. No real surprises from coach Paul James. This is the usual starting 5 that he tends to run with throughout the season this year. Let's take a look at the starting 5 for the Cheshire Phoenix. No changes to the 5 that came out on top against Bristol last weekend. LaQuincy Rideau and Maceo Jack in the backcourt. Aaron Rye, Skylar White and Ethan Chagwar. Well, Kyla, plenty of matchups to look out for tonight, but here's one to keep your eye on. TJ Atwood, one of the most consistent players in the league this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Reliable right there. Last game at 32 points, 8 rebounds, plays bigger than he is. 3 offensive rebounds there, and he's huge for this Plymouth team.
Well, he have his hands full tonight with Maceo Jack, who's coming in off a big game himself in that win over Bristol.
Another big game and very efficient, just under 70% from the field, 50% from 3, he hit 4, and that's why he's number 1 in 3-point field goals made this season.
Well, it's almost game time at the Pavilions. LaQuincy Rideau celebrating his birthday with a little bit of ice buns. It's Patriots versus Knicks, and tip-off is next. Welcome back to Good Friday Hoops in the British Basketball League. Patriots versus Phoenix. Of course, tonight is the first of 2 games for both of these teams this weekend. They actually both play the Bristol Flyers in their second game of the weekend. Plymouth's playoff hopes, they came to an end last weekend in dramatic fashion in that double overtime thriller against the Leicester Riders. But Kyla, they'll certainly be looking to end the season on a high.
They will, and they can kind of control the seeding going into playoffs, so they'll be looking at that. As well as this team are full of professional athletes, right? A lot of them on one-year contracts. It's important for them to finish the season well individually and to get some collective wins to help them in their next career opportunity.
Well, the ball is going to be jumped between Chagua and Spencer Levi, and the opening tip is won by the visitors. Here's LaQuincy Rizzo. Finds Chagua. Now here's Skylar White. It's going to be a foul away from the ball as Rizzo ends up on the deck. And kind of Skylar White is one of those players who you can't afford to let get open early in the game. You see Levi just running through the screen there.
Yeah, Levi was really worried about Skylar at the three-point line, but you have to try and avoid the screen and go around, and he just went right into that screen and knocked Rizzo down.
Ball is inbounded by Rizzo. Here he is at the top of the three-point line. He's got a mismatch with Levi on him. Step back three, knocks it down.
Yeah, and he starts the game. Great start for him. Looks really smooth, and this is what this Cheshire team do, is shoot threes. #1 in three-point attempts every game.
We don't often see LaQuincy Rizzo shoot too many threes this season. It's certainly something that he's improved upon as the season's rolled on.
Yeah, he's definitely improved. It just makes him even harder to guard if he can do both, get to the rim and hit the perimeter shot. How do you stop him?
Well, he's shooting 30% from deep this season in the British Basketball League. Dusha gets it into Hart, short corner, mid-range 2, no good. Rebound bobbles around and last touch by Cheshire, so ball will go back to the Plymouth Patriots.
Yeah, Plymouth need to get second chance opportunities, extra possessions in order to score against this Cheshire team.
Dusha on the inbound, finds Levi. Atwood coming off the screen. It's almost knocked loose by Cheshire. It is knocked loose by Cheshire. Ball comes off the foot. But that's one of the things that this Cheshire team does well. They lead the league in steals this season.
Yeah, they do. They really get after it defensively because then it generates their offense. They love fast break points, points off turnovers, and you can see how much they're worried about TJ Atwood going to the rim. They really crammed the ball in the paint to stop him from getting there.
Wiley finds Levi, hands off with Hart. Levi rolling to the basket, into the hands of Atwood. Shot clock's winding down, and Atwood overcooks the triple. Rebound secured by Jack. Rizzo going to work on Hart. Nice move. Rizzo can't get the Euro step to go, and it's rebounded by Levi. Wiley, short corner, is short. Chagua with the board. Early 3-0 lead for the Cheshire Phoenix. White, corner three ball. He's off the mark for three. End-to-end stuff in this first quarter. Either team just unable to really execute on the offensive end.
They are very high paced, which probably favours Cheshire a little bit more.
They are a team that certainly likes to run up and down the court. They lead the league in fast break points as well.
They do, and both teams have missed bunnies to start this game, and I'm sure they'd want those points around the rim back.
Here's LaQuincy Rizzo. Now you see those field goal numbers early on in this game. Rizzo's got a mismatch on with Levi on him. Rizzo spins in the lane, floats it up, gets the friendly drop, and Cheshire Phoenix out to a 5-0 lead.
So crafty by the guard right there to float it over the top and get that nice little bounce.
Dusha at the other end, he can't get it to go. Maceo Jack with the rebound. Jack looking to push. No good on the layup. Another rebound falls to Plymouth.
It's really hard arena to kind of play in, and you can see with Cheshire missing quite a few shots early. It's very different.
It's also, you know, for most teams, it's one of their longest journeys of the British Basketball League season when they make that journey all the way down to Plymouth. And it seems to be showing so far in this one. Both teams slow to really get out the blocks.
Yeah, very slow. And we spoke about Plymouth winning most of their games at home because the environment's different. The fans are incredible, but it's different. Different atmosphere, being darker around. The sound is a lot louder. So it's something to get used to.
Well, 4 of their 5 league games this season, 5 league wins this season have been won at home for Plymouth. So I'll certainly be looking to build on that, give their home fans something to cheer about this Easter. They took Leicester all the way last weekend in that double overtime defeat. Here's LaQuincy Rizzo. Screen comes from White. Rizzo, another step back 3, another triple.
Yeah, you're worried when LaQuincy Rizzo comes out and hits 2 threes early in the first quarter. He's on a roll and he's ready to play today.
Well, it will certainly be good signs for Coach Ben Thomas when your point guard's knocking down triples like that, as Atwood drives to the basket, and he'll look to get Plymouth off the mark here from the free throw line.
Yeah, Atwood continues to get to the free throw line. It was 10 for 13 last game versus Leicester in a double overtime loss. He just has a great ability to get inside the paint. He contours his body, he controls his tempo, and just a really great job of him continuing to be productive inside.
Well, TJ Atwood leads the British Basketball League in made 2-point field goals this season. He's well ahead of Brad Green in second place in that category. And he's a guy that goes around his business very quietly indeed. He's one of those guys where, you know, he'll put up 30 points in a game. You look at the stat sheet, you don't even realize it.
You don't, because he doesn't really take bad shots. He gets a lot of his production from offensive boards that he probably shouldn't get from just being aggressive, but he has a high IQ, so that's why it makes him so efficient.
Well, Atwood goes 2 for 2 from the line. Cheshire on top by 5. They left Jaguar wide open for 3 though. Can't get the triple to drop. The rebound ends up with Joe Hart. Here is Hart. He's got Jack on him. Levi top to Atwood. Good defense by Rizzo to deny the pass. Atwood has to go to work. What a move to the basket. Can't get the finger roll to go. Aaron Rye the other way. Right, coast to coast. What a move. Off the glass and in.
And that's who you don't want going full steam downhill in transition offense. Extremely productive and efficient, Aaron Rye. He's top 10 in almost every category because of that, his ability to push in transition.
And a mismatch nightmare as well. I mean, he's a big frame as well. He's a lot bigger when you see him in person as well. And he's one of those guys, you know, you put a smaller player on him and he can out-muscle him, back him down in the post, and you put a bigger player on him, and he'll take him off the dribble.
He just knows how to use his body against whoever's guarding him. It doesn't matter who you are, as you spoke, bigger, smaller. He has a mismatch because of his understanding of the game. Like we talked about, number 3 in points per game, number 6 in rebounds per game, number 1 in field goal percentage. It just continues.
Certainly is putting in a case for league MVP this season. 3-pointer on the way for Green is short. Offensive rebound by Atwood though. And it's almost knocked loose by Cheshire. Back into the hands of Atwood, who jams it in.
Great job by Atwood, continuing to fight for that possession.
Oh, Jaguar looking to go the other way. Out in transition, he can't get it to go. It's been a fast-paced game so far. Nice layup off the glass. Cheshire Phoenix, Plymouth Patriots are back to within 4.
Wouldn't it be nice to be able to stay in the air that long to be able to change your shot? Just a great job of going to his left hand in transition.
Skylar White's 3 is too long. Here he is for another one. This time is good.
You can't give him 2 opportunities in one offense. And you know Cheshire are going to get some threes up. Plymouth have to rebound if they want to be in this game.
Wiley looking to go back door. The right idea is looking for a push there. Nothing given by the officials. Jaguar going coast to coast. Ball just trickles out of bounds. Back to Plymouth. And a timeout's been called on the floor. We'll have more action for you after the break. Welcome back to the pavilions for Friday night hoops in the British Basketball League. Big packed house down in Plymouth this evening. Certainly love their basketball down on the south coast. Here's LVC Dusha. Screen comes from Wiley. There's a skip pass into the opposite corner. And the floater is no good. Rebound with Skylar White.
I love that pass by Dusha though, and when he plays well, this Plymouth team continue to push.
Copeland to the basket, he can't get it to go. Rebound by the Cheshire Phoenix. Stevens, three-pointer, knocks it down.
It's just too easy right now for this Cheshire team. They're in rhythm at the three-point line, and that's the one thing you cannot give up against them.
Their fourth made three of this game so far for the Cheshire Phoenix. Wiley Euro step in the lane, he gets it to go. And that is some much needed points for the Patriots.
Nice job right there, changing direction and tempo at the steps, quick to slow. Really good job of floating it over the middle over Skylar White.
White, another three ball on the way. No good this time. Rebound Atwood. Wiley, guarded by White. Terrell Green looking to back down, ends up on the deck, and it's stolen away by Stevens. Oh, stolen back by Copeland though. Nice pass.
Generating stuff out of some sloppy offense, but this Plymouth team needs to watch out for their turnovers because Cheshire do like to push the ball. Good job there, not giving up on the play and getting an easy two.
But trailed by as many as 10 in this first quarter. The Plymouth Patriots, they managed to cut it down to 6 so far. Here's a skip pass to Stevens in the corner. Stevens ends up on the deck, and they're calling a push foul against Terrell Green, and you can see what he thought of the call.
Yeah, I think the body, maybe the hip as he turned. There's an argument that he went into the offensive player, but Green's not happy, and the whole of Plymouth crowd right here isn't happy either.
Well, David Olf checks into the game. Skylar White takes a seat. David Olf had a great game against Bristol last week. Haven't seen him play too many minutes, but he certainly makes the most of those minutes and offers Coach Ben Thomas something different for this Cheshire team.
Exactly that. It just makes their bench even deeper, which as you go into the playoffs, you really need.
Rye puts it on the floor. Euro step. Aaron Rye, reverse layup. What a move.
He's just so great to watch. He plays at his own speed. You have to contest his jump shot because he can shoot from the three, but then he just pump fakes and goes by you and uses his footwork to finish the play.
Copeland. Wiley's coming off the screen. Copeland top to Green. Here's Dangakodo in the corner, puts it on the floor. Ball rolls around the rim, couldn't get the drop. Phoenix in transition. Holden out to Jack. Jack for three, splashes it.
It just looks so smooth when he shoots the ball. He's coming off a game going 4 for 8 from the three versus Bristol. We spoke about him being #1 in 3 points made, and he just looks so comfortable from the three-point line.
It's their 5th made three of this first quarter now for Cheshire. Dangakodo looks to go baseline, dumps it off. It's going to be a travel called in the key. And another turnover for Plymouth City Patriots.
Yeah, but at least it's a dead ball turnover. They'd rather be able to set up on their defense. Unfortunate one there, as this Plymouth team really rely on getting points in the paint. They had 62 against Leicester, and that's when they're great and they can be more efficient, is when they can get it inside.
A lot of it's off of offensive rebounds as well. I mean, they're right up there in terms of grabbing those offensive boards, and they can turn those second chance opportunities into second chance points. That could be huge for them. Another three ball drops for the Cheshire Phoenix. They're on fire right now.
Number 6 for this Phoenix team in the first quarter. And it just comes from making great reads. Rice saw the double coming, just kicked out to the corner, splashes it.
Well, it's an early 14-point lead for the Cheshire Phoenix. Timeout's called on the floor as The threes are coming for fun right now for Cheshire, and that's got to be top of the scouting report for this team. They take the most threes this season. They make the most threes this season. It's what they've been doing to teams all year long.
It is, and if you want to compete with Cheshire, you can't allow them to have that rhythm from the three-point line. You have to close out harder, make them put it on the floor. You want pull-up jump shots, you want contested layups. You cannot allow this Cheshire team to get rolling like this from the three-point line as we speak about.
Well, there you see Coach Ben Thomas. He's certainly done a fantastic job with this Cheshire Phoenix team this season. I mean, it was almost an entirely new look roster coming into this campaign. No one expected them to do so well as they have done in the league play. Of course, they lifted the British Basketball League trophy in January, and to do that with a new look squad as well, what does that say about the way that, you know, Coach Thomas's style of basketball?
It shows that he knows how to coach different players, but it also shows the players have bought into what he wants in his culture. When you can buy in and grind and slowly chip away, it equals a second place position in seedings, and they continue to impress, especially after the trophy final.
Dangakodo just about gets it over the halfway line. Here's Atwood. Dangakodo puts it on the floor. Extra pass, nice finish. And Wiley puts it in for two.
Lovely little shovel pass by Dangakodo, who had a really good game last time. He's starting to show that he can play and generate points and assists for this team.
Holden, skip pass to Stevens, and it's stolen away by Atwood. Lobbed up and jammed in. The alley-oop, Wiley flushes it.
Great run by Wiley, and way to give your big the ball on the run. Good job by TJ Atwood.
It's plays like that Plymouth need to chip away at this Cheshire lead. Jack spins, puts it up, puts it in.
That's tough, and I say you have to make them put the ball on the ground and shoot a pull-up, and he does, and he just makes it with ease.
Atwood puts it on the floor, can't get it to go. Did all the hard work with the footwork and then just rolled out of the rim.
He's so relentless, though, getting to the rim, and a good job patting it out of bounds, so Cheshire have to walk it down the floor rather than be able to push it downhill.
Well, the shot clock is turned off, so Cheshire will run this first quarter down. Here's Rye, guarded by Green. Aaron Rye, step back for three, is short. Still 3 seconds to go here. Atwood at the halfway line. Don't think he realised how long was on the clock, and that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. Cheshire Phoenix out to an early double-digit lead. We'll have second quarter action after the break. Second quarter action about to get underway, and Kyler, it's plays like this for Plymouth that they'll need to have more of if they want to chip away at this lead.
They do. And Wiley's known for these highlight plays, super athletic player, but great job by Atwood, who does everything for this team, averaging just under 3 assists a game, and we've just seen a really lovely one from him right there.
Here's Dangakodo, guarded by Holden. Finds Wiley, spins, off the glass for 2.
Great execution there. There was a curl off a double screen and then a pop from Wiley, who was able to then go downhill on the switch. I really like that.
Holden nowhere to go, ends up finding Ulf. Back to Holden, he'll fire up for 3. He knocks down a 3.
Why not? He's like, I want a piece of the action. We've hit 6 threes so far, let's make it 7.
Everyone getting 3s down in Plymouth tonight. Here's Copeland at the other end. He can't get it to go though.
And that's the difference right there, is the percentages and averages of the 3-point shot for both teams.
Here comes another one. This time no good for Stevens, but an offensive rebound for the Knicks. Rye will fire up a 3. How about another?
This Plymouth team needs to check their scout. Cheshire like to shoot the 3, and they shoot it at a good rate, 35% on the season.
And it's the offensive rebounding, particularly of the guards as well. They've got big guards, they can get second chance points, and you know, the best way to get second chance opportunities is those 3-point field goals. Here's another offensive rebound, this time for Plymouth, and this time it's Green who puts it in off the glass.
Nice job by Green, but both teams are going to kind of control the tempo by those offensive rebounds, and are you able to convert with second chance points?
Rye gets it back at the top of the 3-point line. Aaron Rye, let's go dancing.
Nice spin, nice finish on the right side, but he just hit a 3, so you have to be up there pressuring the ball, and he does a great job with his handles to get by the defender.
Dangakodo all the way to the cup, puts it in for 2.
Yeah, Jules Dangakodo is starting to find a rhythm late in the season for Plymouth. Had 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists last game, and he's starting to be able to score.
Here's Ulf. Hands off to Holden, now finds Rye in the corner. Backing down Atwood. Rye in the post this time. He can't get the mid-range jumper, and the rebound is secured by Copeland. Copeland, 3-ball on the way, no good for 3. Rebound for the Cheshire Phoenix, and Plymouth, their 3-point struggles continue in this game. Aaron Rye's 3 is long. Both teams shooting a lot of 3s in this game so far. Holden, why not? Another 3-ball drops, incredible.
Really great ball movement there, the extra pass to Holden, who's already hit a 3 this game, but you're able to generate a lot more 3s off of the offensive rebounds that Plymouth just keep giving up. I know, obviously, they can't get in the playoffs, but it's about pride.
Another 3-ball for Plymouth, and they're yet to make one this evening. It's a 17-point lead for Cheshire Phoenix, really running away with this one early in the first half. Holden, hook shot, no good, and it's gobbled up by Atwood.
And that's what you have to live with if you're Plymouth in this game. A turnaround jump shot, hook shots, fadeaways. You're okay with that if you're the Patriots. You can't allow catch and shoot 3s from Cheshire.
Wiley looking to go one-on-one all the way to the hole. Nice move for 2.
Nice job being able to grab that ball and take it over to his left side. Again, points in the paint is where this Plymouth team really thrive, efficiency-wise, especially when they're struggling from the 3 like that.
Well, the lane just opened up for Aaron Rye and gets it to go on a second chance opportunity.
Rye just looks like he's chilling. He hasn't even hit second gear yet.
Here's Copeland. 3-pointer on the way for Plymouth, no good. Rebound secured by Ulf. He's pushing in transition. Finds Maceo Jack with the hammer. And Cheshire Phoenix are flying right now down in Plymouth. It is a huge lead down at the Pavilions. Timeout, Pats.
Have to watch this again. Look at the elevation to get the flush, and this Cheshire team are coming away with it from getting defensive stops and pushing the ball just like that. When you have advantages with guards of that athleticism and that skill, it's going to be a long night for you.
Well, you see there on your screen the score in the first quarter between London Lions and Paris. Of course, it is game 2 of the Euro Cup Final Four. Huge game at the Gobble Box this evening. We'll try and keep you up to date with that one as the score plays on throughout this game here tonight. And Kyla, tight game, of course. Your brother Luke is playing for London Lions. Extremely tight. What would it mean for London if they could, you know, go all the way to the final?
It would be huge for that group, but not just for the London Lions, but for the entire British basketball. This is history being made, and it's a win or go home. And it's a home game, so they've got the crowd in, they've got the familiar rim, so I'm really hoping they can push the Paris semi-finals to a third game and just see what happens then.
Of course, you don't want to pop that game on. You want to stay locked in right here to this one as Plymouth are taking on Cheshire Phoenix. And we are back underway for the rest of the second quarter. Here's Elvisi Dusha. Wiley inside to Atwood. Skip pass. Now Joe Hart in the corner. Good ball movement here from the Pats. Extra pass to Atwood. Fakes it, puts it up, and able to draw the foul. And TJ Atwood will earn himself a trip to the line for 2.
Good patience there by Plymouth to not force anything, giving up good shots for great shots. And you want TJ Atwood getting fouled and going to the free throw line to generate more points. We spoke about him averaging just under 7 points a game. But another person I really liked who kind of had that little shovel pass inside is Spencer Levi this year. He's just a workhorse. He really fights through it. He gets block shots, he gets finishes, he gets rebounds, and he generates more points for Plymouth by making the right reads and gave Atwood that chance to get to the free throw line.
He's third in the league in rebounds per game this season. Of course, he was a late arrival to this Plymouth City Patriots team. They've had a number of changes into their roster this season, Plymouth. Of course, you know, the departures of Taylor Johnson and Mason Faulkner as well. And then you add in the likes of Levi and Copeland. It can be tough to sort of build that rhythm as a team. Here's Dusha the other way. Hart. Oh, it's almost stolen away, but Joe Hart does well to keep it for Plymouth. Atwood now. Shot clock down to 8. Dusha. Screen comes from Atwood. He waves it away. Joe Hart in the corner. It's poked loose by the Cheshire Phoenix, and they're off and running. Nice move. All the way to the basket. Chagwar jams it in.
And way to reward your big guy by giving him the ball right there. I want Hart to look to shoot the 3 out of all the players on this Plymouth team. He's one of the better 3-point shooters, and right now Plymouth are struggling to get any shots up.
Wiley puts it on the floor, kicks it out to Atwood. Atwood open for 3. Atwood drains the 3.
Yeah.
And that's their first 3-point made field goal of this one.
Hopefully that's Plymouth starting to get a roll from beyond the arc, but great job by Atwood hitting that.
Timeout called on the floor. There's more action after the break. Welcome back to Plymouth, where the Patriots find themselves in a 16-point hole midway through the second quarter. Here's Hudson into the game, finds Rideau. Nice pass into Skylar White. Easy finish for two.
And that's where Skylar White's continued to get better, is understand the mismatch issues that he creates. And not only can he shoot the ball at a high rate from the three-point line, but he can get to the rim and force switches and seals.
There's Levi at the elbow. Back top to Dusha. Dusha drives inside from the free throw line. Gets the shooter's touch.
Yeah, exactly that, the shooter's touch. And this is kind of the engine for this team.
3-pointer no good for Cheshire. Dusha with the Hail Mary pass to Hart. Pulls it back out. Joe Hart thought about the three, puts it on the floor, and does well to draw the foul on Skylar White.
Nice job, and I like Plymouth going a little bit smaller against this Cheshire team, forcing Skylar White to have to come out and contest that shot by Hart.
Like a few words being exchanged there between Hart and Rideau on that occasion.
Yeah, bumping a little bit after the whistle. You can just tell both teams still want to be competitive. These are their jobs. They're still very passionate about this game, even with Plymouth out of the contention for playoffs.
Atwood swings to Dusha. Dusha open for three. He knocks it down.
Great execution of the elevator screen, where you have two guys be able to set that screen for Dusha to come right through the middle.
Maceo Jack's three at the other end is off. Another offensive rebound for Cheshire, though. It's a long two in the end as Hudson knocks it down.
Yeah, it's nice to see the bench get involved early in this game. Great job by Hudson just coming in and hitting that shot straight away.
Just towed the line, so it was a 2-point field goal for Jack Hudson. Don't see him with too many minutes this season, but again, offers that extra depth for Coach Ben Thomas, which will be hugely important come playoff time. Here's Skylar White stepping into a three, just overcooks that one.
Yeah, it's not a shot Skylar White doesn't like. I love the confidence. He understands he's a shooter, and he doesn't let one miss deter him from shooting the next one.
Well, Dusha with just one too many steps on that occasion, so Plymouth with their 5th turnover of the game.
Yeah, that trap with the big Jaguar especially is really hard to see around, and just took a little bit of happy feet there by Dusha, but we spoke about it. When he has a great game, this Plymouth team kind of follow his lead. He had 8 assists, 17 points against Leicester, forcing 2 overtimes.
Here's LaQuincy Rideau. He's got a mismatch with Spencer Levi on him. And LaQuincy Rideau, oh, it's blocked by Levi. Here's Dusha the other way. Finds Levi to the basket, rolls around and gets the drop.
Nice sequence by Levi there, being able to get the block and run the floor to be able to finish inside the paint. And that's 22 points in the paint for Plymouth so far.
And that's Levi's first field goal of the game. Skylar White again for three. No good that time. Cheshire's just gone cold the last few threes in this second quarter. They made 6 threes in the first.
Well, if you're Plymouth, you'd be worried if they continued shooting at that rate.
Dusha finds it to Atwood, puts it on the floor, almost poked loose by the Knicks, and it is, and it's going to be a foul called in the end. You see those moves from Rideau, but Levi first to it, and then getting it done on both ends of the court as well, going rim to rim, lays it in for 2.
And of course, it's the point guard, Elvisi Dusha, having another assist and seeing his big man run down the middle of the lane.
Well, this game was at risk of running away from Plymouth early in the first. They trailed by as many as 19 points. Now, just a 13-point deficit for them. Here's Aaron Wright, not loose by Dusha, so we'll stay with Cheshire Phoenix.
Much better job by the Patriots, being a bit more disruptive in the offense of the Phoenix and not allowing them just to have a rhythm, especially going downhill on a ball screen with Aaron Wright.
Well, timeout's called on the floor with just under a minute and a half to go in this first half. And Kyler, if Plymouth can come out of this timeout and go on a little run here, you know, it's one of those ones where you make it a 10-point game, maybe under 10 points going into the half-time break. I'm sure, considering Cheshire's three-point field goal percentage in that first quarter, Coach Paul James would be pleased with that.
Absolutely, and there's plenty of time for Plymouth to get back into this game. They're chipping away slowly from getting stops and actually pushing the ball themselves. They've found a lot of advantages from the fast break, and I think they need to continue to do that. And I think for them, it's about generating points inside the paint. Three-point percentage is only 28 for the season, so getting second chances from offensive rebounds, forcing the likes of Spencer Levi inside and TJ Atwood, and that's how you chip away at this game. And when you have the LVC Dusha as a point guard to be able to generate that and then kind of execute on the offensive end, it really helps.
Well, Jacob Wiley leads the way for Plymouth right now. He's got 12 points to go along with 4 rebounds, and he's certainly doing his job out there on the court. You see, look at Spencer Levi, just a couple of points, a couple of rebounds to his name. And would you like to maybe see a bit more production out of Levi sort of going into the back end of this second period? You
would, but again, both teams are well known for rebounding the ball offensively and defensively, so it's hard for Levi to get second chance points from that, and the matchups just aren't great necessarily for him to go one-on-one all the time.
Here's Maceo Jack, guarded by Hart. Step back 3. Maceo Jack knocks it down.
Another one for Maceo Jack and this Cheshire team. And again, 3-point shooters out here. You have to stop them if you want to get closer in this margin.
Just when you thought they were going cold from deep, Maceo Jack goes and knocks down another one. Here's Dusha. He's got Aaron Rye on him. Wiley calling for it inside. Got a mismatch there with Rideau in the post. Offensive rebound secured by Plymouth. They have to shoot with the shot clock winding down. And Rideau chases down the long rebound. Kicks it out to White. Plymouth gamble on the steal. Rye, Euro step, puts it up. Oh, it's blocked by Levi. Here comes Wiley the other way for Plymouth. Off the glass and in. And he will go to the line for a 3-point play.
Big body finish there, and that's 14 points for Wiley just from getting inside the paint. Again, we spoke about Plymouth are actually getting back in this game from getting stops and pushing the ball. Nice going into the body of Skylar White and to rise up on the left side. We'll see if he can make the extra point.
Well, they have been chipping away at this Cheshire lead, Plymouth, throughout the game. And again, you feel like if they could go into this half-time break, they can get it down to 10, even lower than 10. Sure, Coach Paul James will be pleased with that as Wiley converts on the bonus.
Yeah, they would like one more stop right here to finish this half feeling good about themselves.
It's around about a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Rideau has to go to work. Oh, it's stolen by Plymouth, but only into the hands of Rideau. Goes round the back to Maceo Jack. The fadeaway jumper can't get it to go. Rye on the offensive rebound, and it's going to be a foul called on Atwood here.
Do you know how confident you have to be as a basketball player to not have just one but 2 behind the back passes in one possession by Rideau? But he's #1 in assists per game, 6.9, almost 7 assists a game, leading the league. So he can get it done in all kinds of ways, and good job there by Plymouth to be able to finish with a couple seconds left.
Well, the ball is going to go back to Plymouth here. Couldn't quite see what the call was on the court. The officials are confirming with the table, but it will be Plymouth ball with 4.1 on the clock, they say. So still a chance to get a shot off here. Ball into Hart. Hart for 3. Good if it goes. And that will do it for the end of the first half. Cheshire Phoenix on top, 50 points to 37. We'll have halftime analysis from Kyler Nelson right after the break. Welcome back to Good Friday Hoops in the British Basketball League, where at the half-time break is the Cheshire Phoenix with a 13-point lead over the Plymouth City Patriots. I'm joined by Kyla Nelson here in commentary position. And Kyla, back and forth first half, but Cheshire really went out to the off to the races, particularly from behind the three-point line.
They did, and everyone got involved in the three-point line. Currently 10 for 22, hit 10 threes in the first half. But I really like the response by Plymouth, especially in the second quarter, who had a 24-23 lead in that quarter, and they did that from generating stops. Finally, when Cheshire started missing threes and be able to push the ball and actually get points in the paint with 26.
Well, let's take a look at those half-time numbers. And you mentioned the three-point field goal percentage for the Cheshire Phoenix. It did cool off in that second quarter, but still not bad for 45% from downtown.
Not bad at all, and their open looks too. It's a shooting clinic, especially in that first quarter. But both teams are moving the ball really well. Plymouth with 11 assists, Cheshire with 12. It's just that three-point field goal percentage that's really killing the Patriots right now, only 2 for 12, and that's the difference.
Well, let's take a look at the key plays from the first half. And as we say, the Cheshire Phoenix, they really caught fire in that first period, and Kyla, it was a real three-point shootout in that first half, wasn't it?
It was, and when we spoke about LaQuincy Rideau hitting 2 early ones, you know it's going to be a long night if you're the Patriots, and he kind of got this Cheshire offense started, and everyone else wanted a piece of the pie.
And from a Plymouth City Patriots point of view, I mean, surely that is top of the scouting report for Cheshire Phoenix. They like to shoot a lot of threes, and they also like to get out in transition as well. They have been able to hang in there, though, with a couple of plays like this, and there was a huge alley-oop in that first quarter as well. They'll need more of that if they want to continue to chip away at this lead.
They will, and they need another player to generate points as well as Jacob Wiley had in that first half. 15 points personal from 7 and 11, really efficient from the field, and he's getting it done, especially going downhill and slashing into the paint.
2 players in double figures for the Cheshire Phoenix. They're led by Aaron Rye, who has 11 points and 6 rebounds, and he is a mismatch nightmare. I mean, you look at these fancy moves from him.
He is, and he just plays at his own pace. He reads the defense really well. He doesn't force much, which means he's extremely efficient, number 1 in the league, and he does it really smoothly, actually. As you see, a lot of it's with his footwork. He changes speed, direction, he changes the length of his feet, his steps going to the lane, which makes it really unpredictable in how to guard him. And then he can hit the three alongside that.
Yeah, well, we'll have second half action coming up for you very shortly indeed. But first, it's time to take a look back at a double overtime thriller between Plymouth and Leicester last weekend.
Cross court to Bowman. Lowell in the corner, driving it hard, drops it off to Shelton, who pops it in for 2. Bowman spinning under pressure, has it taken away. Copeland pushing, has a lane to the basket. Copeland with the punch down. Copeland, see what his mid-range game is like. Pretty good. Nice pass. Atwood inside for the layup. Out to Lowell, it's stolen away by Dusha, and Dusha will run it back and lay it in, and Plymouth have their biggest lead of the game. Atwood with a tough one. Wow, what a shot that is. Nice pass, and Adowu's able to lay it in. Green this time to the rim, and he might get 3 the old-fashioned way. Green. Oh, man, what a shot. Shelton kicks it out. Lowell for 3. Got it! And suddenly it's a 3-point game. Adowu space for 3. Knocks it down again. Samuel Adowu with another triple. McKenzie to level the game. Oh, we're tied at 92. Leicester have seconds to win it. Lowell to the basket, drops it off, and we are going to overtime. Wiley misses. Levi is there to tip it home. 100 on the board now for the Patriots. McKenzie out to Lowell again. He's tied the game at 100. McKenzie drives, trying to create some room, gets the shot away, misses. We're going to double overtime. Dusha for 3, big shot, got it. Elvisi Dusha with the triple. Lowell inside to Adowu, who jams it down.
That's a great pass.
Well, they probably could have gone to the basket, but they were worried about the clock, I think. Oh, Lowell for three. Oh, TJ Lowell with possibly the dagger there. Somehow, some way, they wouldn't be denied. The Leicester Riders have beaten the Plymouth City Patriots. TJ Lowell leading the way. An unbelievable game, Ampro.
It really was, and we have been gifted a treat this Sunday afternoon.
Quade Green, that's going to be a tall order. Step across, gets the shot up and gets it to fall. Come on.
How does he do that?
That's a straight up Philly move right there.
Defense in his face.
Michael Rock gets all the way to the basket and finger rolls it in. And oh, stolen away, and Pipkins jams it down. Sheffield's lead is in double figures. Well, suddenly it's out to 13, and a timeout is to be called by the Newcastle Eagles.
Johnson, deep three, good if it goes. Oh, he drains it as the third quarter expires. And Newcastle Eagles leading this one.
Lowell inside to Adowu, who jams it down.
That's a great pass, a great seal from Odowo. You see him do his work early.
Bowman spinning under pressure, has it taken away. Copeland pushing, has a lane to the basket. Copeland with the punch down.
Goodness me, straight down the middle. Copeland had one destination, and that was to the rim.
Oh, David off, trailing the play, big fella.
Love David off there, find him in transition, finishing above the rim.
Steele skips it up, and there we go. Padil Wang says, hello, let's get this game started.
Well, they probably could have gone to the basket, but they were worried about the clock, I think. Oh, Lowell for three. Oh, TJ Lowell with possibly the dagger there. An unbelievable shot. He's up to 36.
One playoff spot remains, and Bristol Flyers currently leaving the door open to Manchester. Oh, what a block!
Huge defensive effort here from Aaron Wright.
Whelan leaves it. Oh my goodness sakes, CMJ.
Mo Jr. just looks him dead in the eyes as he skips backwards.
That was tasty.
Welcome back to the Plymouth Pavilions where we're set for second half action, but don't forget tonight's game is part of a whole slate of Easter weekend hoops coming your way. There's one other game going on tonight. It's a Teddy Allen takeover at the Sheffield Sharks tonight. 42 points to 35 is the latest between those two teams. That game's live on Sky Sports right now. And then, of course, both of these teams are in action once again this weekend. It all starts tomorrow. Surrey are hosting Caledonia. The Flyers host the Patriots in a Southwest derby. 2 games coming up on Easter Sunday. And how about one on Easter Monday as well? Of course, you can watch every game live and on demand via the British Basketball League YouTube channel. You can also watch on Twitch, and you can also... there's the latest London score even. It's 41 points to 37 in that Euro Cup Game 2 of the Final 4. And that's certainly one to keep an eye on there. It'd be huge for London to force a Game 3 out in Paris. Well, we're all set for second half action between Cheshire and Plymouth. And Quincy Rideau will get us back underway. Here's Rideau. He's got that mismatch with Levi on him. Now Skylar White looking to back down Joe Hart. Skylar White to the basket, draws the foul, and you see Cheshire with that ball screen just creating that mismatch and going to work on that.
Really good patience there and kind of the back down crab dribble, I like to call it. And Skylar White's another player on this Cheshire team that causes mismatch issues. Smaller guard after a switch on the ball screen, as you said, like White. I'm going to back you down and get to the paint. Bigger post players that aren't as mobile, he's got the ability to pick and pop, to space, to shoot it or cause long closeouts to be able to drive by them.
I think Cheshire are probably one of the teams this season that do create the most mismatch opportunities, because like you say, you've got Skylar White, you've got Aaron Rye as well. Those are players that can get it done in a number of different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And the new era of basketball, there's a lot of switches in the game, and they're finding ways to create advantages from those switches.
Here's Joe Hart, guarded by Rye. Dusha now, screen comes from Wiley, into a double team. Wiley with a mid-range 2, he can't get it to go. Rebound ends up with the Quincy Rideau, who gets fouled.
Good job by Rideau, being able to control that board, and Spencer Levi was going after the offensive rebound. He did a good job of creating that foul on him, and another Cheshire possession.
Well, the Quincy Rideau is going to bring it up over the timeline. Rideau looking to go one-on-one into a double team. Good ball movement from Cheshire. Another 3-ball on the way. Chakwa is short. Plymouth out in transition.
Yeah, if you're Plymouth, that's a good sign. A missed 3 to start the third quarter, and it allows you to try and chip away at this points difference.
Wiley out to Hart. Hart looking for it inside and then ends up, oh, what a block from White. And there's TJ Atwood on the follow.
That was just a dog. He finds ways to get those scrappy points, and that's probably why he doesn't seem like he's averaging as many as he is, because he is able to get a few cheap ones from second chances.
Another 3-ball from Chakwa, again off the mark. Opportunity for Plymouth to cut away at this lead. Levi going to work inside, ends up on the deck, and a turnover for Plymouth. Chakwa almost loses control of it. Extra pass. Rye, corner 3-ball. Again, Cheshire have gone cold to start this third quarter from deep. Had good looks, though.
Really good looks, and I love how unselfish they are. They're giving up good looks for great ones by the extra pass. It doesn't matter who's shooting it. They just want really high percentage looks for their offense.
13-point lead for the visitors. White looking for Jaguar inside, ends up with Rye. Shot clock down to 5. Rideau's got to go to work. There's that mismatch once again. Rideau for 3. No good on the triple. Another offensive rebound by Cheshire. And that will send Aaron Rye to the line for 2.
You cannot allow Cheshire to have second chances. Aaron Rye's a really hard matchup, and we spoke about his efficiency. He's number 6 in the league, rebounds a game. You have to know where he is, and he wants to crash as a bigger guard. You can't allow him to get easy points from the free throw line.
Well, of course, Aaron Rye, you know, he made that step up from NBL Division 1 last season, and, you know, looking at it now, I imagine a lot of people are thinking, what on earth are you doing in NBL Division 1? Because you just see the numbers, and there's a lot of questions about whether he could make that step up to the British Basketball League, and he's answered them with flying colours.
Oh, he has, and it shows the talent across different leagues in this country, and he's just found a level that he's been able to excel at.
Here's Levi backing down White. Extra pass for Atwood. His reverse layup, no good. And Plymouth missing a couple of chippies around the rim. Rizzo looking to go one-on-one. Has the first step. Rebound for Plymouth.
Much better job by Plymouth generating stops to be able to push. They just need to put that into points on the board.
It's one of those ones, again, it's, you know, the good looks for Plymouth. It's just frustrating not getting the drop, and then Cheshire coming back the other way. They are a team that likes to run. Here's Rizzo driving it inside into a double team. Extra pass. Maceo Jack can't get it to go, but again, another trip to the free throw line coming up for Cheshire.
Good job by Rizzo there, being able to see through that double to get the ball into the hands of Maceo Jack, and that's a cut that you see often at a high level of basketball when there's a drive cutting, slashing straight through the middle and causing that help side defender to choose. Do I go with the cutter, or there's a three-point shooter on the other corner? Where do I stay? And White was kind of stuck in the middle and had to foul Jack on that one.
Well, Cheshire Phoenix, they didn't earn any trips to the free throw line in that first half, but a couple of back-to-back trips here at the third quarter, and you know, we spoke about how their three-point field goal percentage has cooled off a little bit in this third period. You know, if they can make up that with earning trips to the foul line, that can only mean good things for them.
Yeah, they normally get fouled a lot more, and we're able to get a few chippy points from the line, so interesting that they didn't get any in the first half.
Well, again, a broken up play ends up into the hands of Cheshire. Jaguar going coast to coast. Maceo Jack, corner three ball, knocks it down. Must
be nice for Coach Ben Thomas to have a big that can lead the break, push the ball in transition, and get the assist to your best three-point shooter. Great job, and a nice job by Jack hitting another one from the three. That makes 3 tonight.
Well, this match is their biggest lead of the game at 19 points as Atwood tries to go to the basket. A foul is called, though, on the rebound attempt.
Yep, and a rebound by the #2 overall offensive rebounder in the league, Spencer Levi, averages 4 each game, and he's not extremely big, he's just scrappy and he's relentless in how he plays the game, and that's what you enjoy about watching him.
Wiley from the block, no good, and the ball trickles out of bounds for a Cheshire Phoenix ball.
Again, another shot you want from Plymouth, a mid-range elevated shot by Wiley after a great screen set by Spencer Levi. They just can't knock it down.
I think their officials might have overturned the call here. It will be Dusha to inbound the ball from the baseline. Shot clock down to 10. Dusha fires up for 3. No good that time. Long rebound falls to Jack.
And I think Dusha had the first shot in the corner. As he came off of that screen and he baseline out of bounds, he came off and he had some space in the corner. Would have liked him to just turn and catch and shoot that, but here comes Cheshire again with speed going downhill, and we've talked about no free throws in the first half. They're starting to find a way to get there in this quarter.
Well, Maceo Jack earns himself a trip to the free throw line, and we've seen this a number of times in this game today, Kyla. I mean, Cheshire, they're grabbing the rebound, they're going that primary transition all the way to the hole, and they're not making it. They're earning trips to the free throw line, and I guess if you're Plymouth, it's a case of just stopping that primary transition and hoping for them to run some half-court offense.
Yeah, you have to slow that ball down. You can't allow the ball handler to dribble down the middle, because it's really hard transition defense when you have a team that can shoot the three ball so well and you have threats towards the rim. Who and how do you stop them? So being able to put pressure on the ball so they can't see every option is really important.
Here's Wiley. Atwood finds Dusha now. He's got Aaron Rye on it. Shot clock at 5. Dusha to the hole. Rattles around the rim and gets the drop.
That's more like it. Plymouth are being a little too friendly and too nice right now on the offensive end. At some point, a player has to be like, I'm going to go get a bucket, and Dusha does that.
Oh, that's far too easy for Aaron Rye, and he lets them know about it as well.
Yeah, Plymouth, you can't keep going back and forth with points. You have to get stops. And another guy that's been rolling today, Jacob Wiley, just needs a little bit of help on the offensive end.
Right to the basket, gets the friendly roll. And again, Cheshire getting these easy points out in transition, really stretching the lead out in this third quarter. Levi to the basket, off the glass for 2.
Lovely pass by Dusha, but you're scoring. You're generating points, Plymouth. You can't allow Cheshire to come down in 10 seconds to get an easy look.
Aaron Rye that time. There's call the travel, and a timeout's been called on the floor here. We'll have more action for you after the break. Welcome back to Plymouth, where the Cheshire Phoenix have a big lead over the Plymouth City Patriots. Of course, tonight is the first of 2 games for both of these teams. It's going to be an offensive foul called against Dusha on the inbounds play.
That's not what you want coming out of that timeout if you're Plymouth, and trying to create a rhythm. As we watch this again, yeah, just a two-handed push right in front of the referee, and even if it wasn't really hard, if you see that, you have to call it.
Yeah, an easy call for the officials to make in the end. Ball into Skylar White. Rizzo. Here is White. Backing down Dusha, he's got that mismatch. White looking to turn around, it's stripped by Atwood. Plymouth in transition, Dusha puts it on the floor, gets it to go off the glass.
Nice job there by Atwood, being able to push the ball and give it to Dusha. Nice little float off the glass, old school.
Well, Cheshire do well to save it from going out of play. And Stevens fakes the 3, kicks it out. Jack now wide open for 3, is short. Another offensive rebound for Cheshire, and Skylar White buries it.
Yeah, and we haven't really spoke about Skylar White in terms of he's number 4 in the league for three-point shooting. This Cheshire team have a lot of guys in that top 10 for different statistics, and offensive rebounds. It's really hard to close out to three-point shooters.
Well, Copeland responds with a 3 at the other end.
Nice to see Copeland start to get into the game. He's been really quiet. Had 0 points before that 3.
So over 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cheshire Phoenix on top by 17. Holden will fire one up for 3. Is short. Joe Hart with the rebound.
I think Plymouth are much better when they don't have to switch.
Dusha, short corner, gets it to go.
Yeah, Dusha's one of those rhythm guys that he wants to kind of help execute and be the veteran point guard, but he can score the ball, and once he gets going, he understands that, especially down 15, 17, you need to put the ball in the net, and he can do that at a high rate.
Skylar White with another 3-pointer, heat check for him. Another offensive rebound for Cheshire though, and they'll convert that into a trip to the free throw line.
16 second chance points for Cheshire off of only 10 offensive rebounds. They've done a great job controlling that offensive board. And again, talking about needing to generate more free throws, they're doing that in so many different ways.
A lot of the offensive rebounds have resulted in a made three-point jumper as well. So usually it's around, if you can get 1 point per offensive rebound, it's a good return in terms of your second chance opportunities. But Cheshire Phoenix right now well above that as a team.
They're doing everything here in Plymouth tonight, and we spoke about battle of the boards. If Plymouth want to get back into this game at all, they have to start to control it.
The lead's out to 17 points as a bit of full court pressure now being shown by the Cheshire Phoenix. Here's Atwood. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Copeland guarded by Rideau. Copeland beats him off the dribble, ball into Levi and just slips out of his hands.
That's twice today Levi's had a couple fumbles on the ball, and he normally makes that. He's super efficient from the two. It's just under 61%. Plymouth want to give him the ball when his defender steps up and helps with a little dump down, and we don't usually see those mistakes by Levi.
Well, it's their 9th turnover of the game for Plymouth, and those are the really frustrating ones. The unforced turnovers. The ball just slipped out of Levi's hands. Here's Rideau. Screen comes from Ulf. Rideau to the basket. What a move, LaQuincy Rideau.
He takes the contact, able to fade out. Nice finish.
Well, Plymouth looking to give Cheshire a taste of their own medicine, but they can't convert on the layup. And now here comes Rideau the other way. Ball into Ulf. Extra pass to Holden. Holden thought about the three. Going to go one-on-one with Spencer Levi here. Holden takes the bump. Can't get the layup to go, though. Rebound ends up with Green.
I think he was overthinking that. He should have shot it straight away, but he saw the mismatch and wanted to see if he could break Levi down.
Atwood fires up a mid-range two. He can't get it to go. Here's E.J. Stevens.
Yeah, it feels like the first quarter again in terms of pace, and I think it does. It's better for Cheshire when they play like this, so Plymouth will want to control that.
Rideau's got that mismatch with Levi on him. Does well to draw the foul. And another trip to the free throw line coming up for Cheshire, and it's almost like the game plan switched on its head. They're really attacking the basket, getting those trips to the free throw in the second half. We didn't see that in the first half. Those little half-time adjustments from Coach Ben Thomas.
Yeah, and when you shoot the ball so well in the first half, Plymouth have to come out, which gives you more space and advantage going towards the basket.
Oh, Rideau good on the first.
And the problem with Plymouth missing so much at the moment is they can't match up the way they want to down the floor. They have to kind of scramble in transition, which is leading to all these fouls going down.
Yeah, I mean, one way to stop transition points is to force them to take the ball from the bottom of the net, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's why Plymouth really need to try and get a score in this possession.
Here's Dangakodo. Finds Atwood. Takes the handoff with Dangakodo. It's going to be an offensive foul called against Plymouth. And Cam Copeland ends up turning it over.
Yeah, just a bit out of sync, Copeland and Plymouth in this third quarter. I thought Atwood earlier on in that possession had the whole left side to play with. There were screens going on away from him, and he decided to go right into the help, and from there Copeland didn't have much.
Just over a minute to go in the third. Cheshire Phoenix in the driving seat. Rideau swings to Stevens. Deep three, no good that time. Another offensive rebound for Cheshire. Jaguars mid-range two, no good. Green puts it on the floor. Euro step, able to draw the foul. And Green this time will earn himself a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, again, Green has been quite quiet tonight. He's known for shooting the three, 0 for 3, and I like that he's changing up and going to the rim. Another guy that could be a mismatch problem, being a bigger body and being able to shoot and raise over you and bump you inside. Good job for him getting to the free throw line.
Terrell Green no good on the first. He had a good game last week in the double overtime game against Leicester Riders. 9 points, 5 rebounds for him. Of course, a lot of British Basketball League fans will remember Green from his time up north with the Caledonia Gladiators. Back then, of course, Glasgow Rocks. Making that mid-season addition to Coach Paul James's side.
Yeah, nice addition, as you said, averaging just over 10 points a game. So he wants to try and get those tonight.
Rideau swings to Stevens. Stevens through contact. Oh, what a move.
It's nice to see everyone starting to get involved for this Cheshire team, and it doesn't matter who scores for them, it's just about creating offense and making the right reads.
Green for 3, gets it to go, and that's certainly what he brings to this Plymouth team.
Yeah, it is, and although his percentages aren't great, he gets them up and he adds...
Oh, 3-pointer on the buzzer for Ethan Jaguar.
That's a dagger right there, and the three-point shot continues to haunt Plymouth.
Well,
bad way to finish.
Well, we'll have fourth quarter action coming up after the break. Welcome back to Plymouth. We're all set for fourth quarter action at the end of the third. Ethan Jaguar with the dagger three-pointer on the buzzer, and that is a huge shot for him, Kyla.
It was, and a huge shot for Cheshire. Just when you think Plymouth can maybe chip away, another guy hits a big three to finish the third quarter.
There's a 23-point lead for the visiting Cheshire Phoenix. Nice pass into Green, puts it in and count it. And he'll girdle a line for a bonus.
Yeah, Green's found his rhythm now later on in this game, and I think the reason they were so successful against Leicester in terms of pushing them to 2 overtimes was bench production. They had 41 bench points from the likes of Green, Copeland, Dangakodo, and that's where they need to be more consistent, is how do you generate and produce more points on this team?
Now Green good on the extra free throw. Positive start for Plymouth for this fourth quarter. Here's Jaguar. Backing down Wiley. Jaguar nowhere to go. It's going to be a travelling violation called in the end.
Phoenix have struggled a little bit when Plymouth start to bring 2 to the ball. They pivot a bit too much. They don't get the ball out of their hands quick enough. And Plymouth done a great job of really protecting their paint.
Dangakodo finds Copeland. Atwood swings to Dangakodo. Shot clock down to 10. Copeland, Scott Stevens on him. Copeland forces the three. Off the back iron, rebound off. Right, puts on the engines, extra pass. Another three-pointer on the way, and I think Jaguar just stepped on the sideline.
Yeah, disappointing turnover there. But what we don't talk about is the mismatch issues that Cheshire are able to control defensively. The bigger guard of Aaron Ryan, you've got lots of guys that can switch, and it doesn't really matter because they can guard both guards and the post players, and you can see that on the defensive end for them today.
Atwood, Wiley with the screen, finds Green. Green for three, knocks it down.
Yeah, Green was like, I want some action now. I started slow, and he's one of those rhythm guys that once you see one go through, he kind of is able to get the next few, and he's kind of taken over for this Plymouth team in the fourth.
6-0 Patriots run to start this fourth quarter. Holden spins, is stripped away by Plymouth. Atwood, nice pass. And Cam Copeland finishes, and the timeout's been called on the floor by Cheshire Phoenix because Plymouth City Patriots have started this final period on an 8-0 run.
Yeah, the fans are starting to get back into it. Lots of time and only 15-point deficit. Can they push the Cheshire Phoenix in this fourth quarter?
Well, don't forget the British Basketball League playoffs are right around the corner, and you can get your tickets now for the playoff finals at London's O2, May 19th. You can get those at the British Basketball League website. The men's and the women's playoff finals this year promises to be an exciting day of British basketball.
Oh, like it, the whole season has been, and it comes down to that, right? And that's why you need to be there. The atmosphere is different. It's one and done, so the tension in the building is going to be incredible. So much talent going to be on show. I'm just intrigued to see who makes it.
Yeah, it's hard to call now. I mean, you look at the middle of the pack, there's teams up and down the league that anyone can beat anyone on their given night, and with the playoffs switching to a 3-game series now rather than aggregate score, it adds even more excitement to the playoffs.
It does, it really does, and like you said, you just don't know who's going to show up in the playoffs. Leicester Riders are known for coming out and having a great playoff stint. You can never kind of put them down, but Cheshire, again, another team who already have silverware this season, so they're pushing for the playoff finals, and London Lions obviously winners of the league. Caledonia, you have a lot in that top pack. Bristol, when they play well and shoot the ball well, they have a chance, so it'll be exciting kind of going into this last part of the season to see what happens.
Well, the race to the playoffs is well and truly on. We are back underway at the Plymouth Pavilions. Here's Maceo Jack, fires up for three, knocks it down. Deep three from Jack.
And he's 4 for 6 from the three tonight. Really efficient from the field, and it just looks so smooth when it goes up.
I'm going to have to start asking you to think about your player of the game tonight, Kyla. If you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Twitch or TikTok, let us know in the comments section below. Who do you think should be player of the game? As Dangakodo gets it to go for 2.
Yeah, he's keeping him in it, and I love the aggressiveness by him. The British guard, especially as a junior for England and GB, was great, especially getting to the rim, and I like to see him do that in the British Basketball League.
Right, with the fancy footwork, the reverse layup is good.
Yeah, Rye's just poking his head out to say, Kyla, don't forget about me, I'm a contender for MVP. Good job by him, adding to his points. That's 15 personal.
Here's Copeland into a double team. Swings to Terrell Green. Another 3-ball on the way. He knocks it down.
Terrell Green's gone from being really quiet to being like, don't forget about me. I'm keeping us in this race for the game. And that's 13 personal.
It's under 7 minutes to go in the game. Plymouth still within touching distance here. If they can go on a run. Stevens jams it in. Baseline drive and flushes it home for 2.
Cheshire moved the ball so well, and it creates defenses being on the back foot and being reactive to what they're doing. Great job, and nice dunk to finish the play.
Oh, almost blocked by David Olf, but a foul is called. And Plymouth will go to the line for 2.
Nice job by Copeland, not being afraid of the contact. And when you go up that hard, just as you see in the other end here, you're either going to get the bucket or you're going to get fouled, because it's really hard to stop when you have that intention to dunk at such a ferocious way.
We don't often see EJ Stevens getting above the rim this season, but that time the lane just opened up for him and he flushed it home for 2.
Yeah, I think we'll see that as in the top 10 highlights for this week.
So just when you felt like Plymouth potentially had a chance to chip away at the lead, Cheshire go to the other end and just throw down an outrageous slam to put them further out of reach. It's a 15-point game. Holden out to Jack. Jack, baseline 3, he knocks it down.
Another one to add to his tally of points tonight. And Jack is so hard to guard. And when this Plymouth team is so unselfish, who do you stop? They've found a rhythm. They've found a way that works for them to win games.
Well, they started the game tonight, the Cheshire Phoenix, 6 for 11 in the first quarter. And they've certainly caught fire at the back end of this game as well. And Maceo Jack, thank you very much, he says.
Yeah, you can't leave him open. You know he can knock that down. Really high-rated three-point shooter, and just shows he's one of the top players in this league.
Well, he's 4 for 6 from downtown tonight. He's certainly a player that's come into form at the right point of the season. I mean, you mentioned he had 27 points last week against Bristol, and just picking up where he left off here tonight.
Yeah, and a really efficient 27 points. He was 11 from 16 from the field, and Dangakoda, you don't see that often, struggling from the 3 all year, but last game he was 40%, just hit one there. He's starting to find a rhythm later on in this season.
Well, it's down to 15 points, and Aaron Wright, there's going to be a foul called on the ball, and it's going to be called against Plymouth.
Yeah, Coach Paul James isn't very happy right there. He's like, Cheshire don't need any help to win this game. He doesn't like that call at all, but Plymouth just need to find a way to keep chipping away, and they have to cause stops for Cheshire. They can't keep trading baskets with under 6 minutes to go in the game.
Well, there's no lineup on this free throw. Couldn't quite see what happened from our angle, but it looks like there may have been an unsportsmanlike foul called, because there's no lineup. Oh, it's the technical foul on Coach Paul James, we've just been informed. So there's the technical free throw from the Quincy Rideau.
You don't want to be giving easy extra points to Cheshire.
Another 3 ball on the way, this time no good from Jack.
I like how passionate Coach Paul James continues to be, regardless of the seeding, regardless of where his team are at this time in the season. He's coaching every game with full intensity.
Nice pass to Copeland, and Copeland throws it down.
Yeah, Wiley got a little bit quiet this second half in terms of scoring, but a nice job staying involved with the assist.
Well, the basket will not count at the other end. It's going to be an offensive foul. And the ball will go back to the Plymouth City Patriots. So a couple of momentum-changing plays there for Plymouth. I mean, a dunk at one end, a drawn charge at the other. And they're still within touching distance. I mean, you know, just over 5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Big play coming up for the Patriots here. Ball into Atwood. Atwood floats it up, is short, rebound off.
And that's what you wanted from Plymouth, a high-rated shot from your best player who plays the most minutes for you. Just has to convert on that to punish Cheshire.
Right. Again, driving to the basket, can't get it to go, but chases down the offensive rebound, and he will go to the line for 2.
Oh, that's tough. You see Green kind of throwing his arms up like, what do I need to do to stop Rye? You think you've created a great stop, and he hits the backboard hard, doesn't finish, and there he is, big body, able to just come back with an O board and go straight back up.
Timeout called on the floor. We'll be right back with you after this. Welcome back to Plymouth for the final 4.5 minutes of this one. Cheshire Phoenix leading the Plymouth City Patriots 89-75. We'll make that 90-75 on that Aaron Wright made free throw.
Yeah.
Both of these teams do play again this weekend, and with 4 minutes 44 to go in this one, I'm sure their focus will slowly start to shift to their, their second game of both of their weekend doubleheaders.
Yeah, and both play Bristol, right now 8th seeded, so they're going to want to win every game. Going to be some really competitive games throughout the Easter weekend.
Here's Dangakodo, puts it on the floor. Almost loses control of it, but does well to get it back, and he'll win a trip to the free throw line. Oh, it's going to be a... Oh, yeah, it's going to be a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, you see the grab on the arm there. Nice job to be able to get the ball up and get to the free throw line. And Jules is starting to show some confidence for Plymouth. He understands they need some extra scoring, and he's finding ways.
Well, Jules Dangakodo, of course, 14 points last week against the Leicester Riders. Back for his second year with the Patriots. You just hear the fans go silent as he goes to the free throw line. Quite an eerie feeling. But he knocks down the second.
Yeah, the optics are very different down in Plymouth.
Here's Rideau, finds Rye. Rye looking to go one-on-one with Atwood, kicks it out. Maceo Jack for three, yes please. And he splashes it for three.
Nice job by Maceo Jack. That's 28 personal there, and really made Jules Dangakodo have to think about, do I stay with the baseline play or do I go out to the three-point shooter after the Aaron Wright drive? It's really hard and unstoppable.
Well, Maceo Jack has been fantastic from the three-point line tonight. Copeland can't get it to go at the other end. And Aaron Wright bringing up over the timeline. Ball comes off the leg of Rye, says the official, so ball will go back to Plymouth here.
Yeah, they've missed quite a few Easter bunnies today, this Plymouth team, and they'll want to be able to convert some points in this possession because they've been getting some stops, although Cheshire are already over the 92 points a game average.
Atwood. Ball goes on the floor, and it will be a travelling violation against Wiley in the end. I've seen that a few times tonight. Both teams being called for travels just out of that double team.
Yeah, they have been. The double's been disrupting both offenses tonight.
Rideau, screen from Skylar White. Aaron Wright puts it on the floor. Shot clock down to 6. White fires up for three. No good that time. Stevens does well to save an offensive rebound, but only to the hands of Green. Green to the basket. He can't get it to go. Now Cheshire Phoenix the other way. Jack puts it on the floor. Can't get it to go. Into the hands of LaQuincy Rideau for two.
There always seems to be a Cheshire player around the vicinity to be able to battle and compete for O-boards. The ball just seems to drop in their hands, and it shows how good their movement is around each other.
They stretch it out to a 20-point lead now, as Atwood can't get it to go. Here's Rideau. Three-pointer on the way. He's short. Green, he'll fire up for three. End-to-end stuff as this fourth quarter winds down. Just over 2 minutes to go here.
Yeah, again, a little scrappy, so Cheshire decided to slow it down and create an offense through the pick and roll.
Maceo Jack, Aaron Rye out to Skylar White. Can't get it to go, but chases down another offensive rebound for the Phoenix. What a pass from White. Maceo Jack for three. It's a rare miss from him from deep tonight. Here's Atwood. Atwood drives left. Kicks it out. Dangakodo will fire one up for three this time. And the rebound secured by Stevens.
Yeah, Cheshire just trying to finish out this game, getting a few more three-pointers up, just can't convert the way they were earlier on in the game.
Well, Dangakodo grabbed the rebound and then ended up stepping up out of bounds. And Will White will enter the game for the Plymouth City Patriots. Big round of applause from the home fans for him. Of course, focus switching to tomorrow night's game for them. A chance for Coach Paul James to empty his bench.
Yeah, and it gives his bench a chance to play and compete at this level, right? It's 20 points down with a minute or so to go. It's nice to see White come out and finish this game.
Well, timeout's been called on the floor. And Kyla, it's time for me to ask you who you're going to pick for your game MVP tonight. A whole bunch of different options you could have chosen from.
Yeah, absolutely, with 5 players from Cheshire in double figures, but you have to go with the guy who has had the season high in points tonight, and that's Maceo Jack. 28 points, 53% from the field. He's hit 6 from 10 from the three-point line. Do you want me to continue with his stats? 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He's had 3 fouls on him, which just shows what he can do and his ability to create. And let's just watch some highlights from him. He's just so smooth. That shot looks so effortless. It hardly jumps. He doesn't need to. He gets it off really quickly and so smooth.
Yeah, he had a 27-point game last week, and that sort of was his career high. And then he goes and beats his career high tonight. He just seems to keep getting better and better. And of course, it's his second season now with the Cheshire Phoenix, and has really adjusted into that new role as being a leading scorer for them.
He looks comfortable with Cheshire, and he looks comfortable in this league. And he's got the right pieces around him to find in the ball when necessary. He's got drivers and slashes that cause defenders to have to help, and he just finds spacing and movement to be able to catch from the three-point line. And when you close out too hard or he has transition, he beats you going downhill.
It's going to be a turnover from the Cheshire Phoenix, and Plymouth will get this one back.
Yeah, and you'd think these things don't matter, but as we get closer to the playoffs, you want to get as close to perfection in a full 40-minute game as possible, and Cheshire are competing for the championship, so they don't want sloppy turnovers like that.
Here's White. Hands off with Dangakodo. Oh, it's stolen away by the Cheshire Phoenix. Ulf looking to run to the basket, ends up in the hands of Holden. They've left him open for 3, and he punishes them from downtown.
Absolutely punishes them. He's already hit 2 tonight. That's his 3rd. He's 3 for 4. 75% from the 3. It's great to see him getting involved from the three-point line with the rest of the Cheshire team.
Oh, nice pass into Copeland. Ball rolls around and gets the drop.
Now Copeland in double digits with 11 points. His benches came alive a bit more in the second half for Patriots.
Again, Plymouth forced to travel. This time it's called on David Ulf.
Yeah, 14th turnover for Cheshire tonight.
Well, there's a 3-second differential between the shot and the game clock here. So last possession of this game for the Plymouth City Patriots. Dangakodo. Inside to Wiley. It's going to be a foul called against Ulf.
Yeah, Ulf's not happy about that, wanting to just finish the game out without any more stoppages, but good job by Jacob Wiley, who's been really aggressive all game. He kind of slowed down his points in the second half, but able to draw that foul right there with the last few seconds in the game.
It's going to send Wiley to the line to shoot 2, and Kyla, this one's going to be, a frustrating one for Plymouth. I know they had their playoff hopes ended last weekend, but they want to, they want to have their say on who finishes where in the standings. Still plenty to play for them. Coach Paul James will want them going out on a high.
Yeah, absolutely. They get to have a say on who plays who in the first few rounds of the playoffs, which is exciting. And we spoke about this is their job, and a lot of them are one-year contracts. They're trying to generate wins and individual stats that mean they're able to continue their career next year, whether that be at Plymouth or somewhere else. And it's all to play for, but over all of that, it's about pride. This team are professional athletes. They go out and they're competitive. That's why they do this job. So it's about pride. And they have Cheshire again coming up on the 10th of April, and we'll want to have a better result next time.
I believe a technical foul has been called against the Plymouth bench here. So we'll send Greg Wild to the line to shoot the free throw. He's confirmed it is on Terrell Green of the Plymouth City Patriots. And that's just frustrations boiling over now for Plymouth. I mean, it's been a frustrating night for them, but to pick up that technical late in the game. Of course, they have another game tomorrow as well, and they'll want to sort of go into that game with whatever kind of momentum they can get here.
Yeah, frustrating night and a pretty frustrating season for Plymouth. You don't want to end the game like this. You don't want to prolong the game, especially when you have to turn around and go play again tomorrow. You kind of want to brush this one off and come back together and find ways to win at the end of the season.
And as for the Cheshire Phoenix, it will be a big win for them. It will be their 4th straight win in the British Basketball League. They've been incredible all season long. They've been able to find ways to win on the road, win at home. Plenty of different players that can get hot on any given night. And of course, they do it all over again on Easter Sunday when they head back up home as well.
All about momentum for this Cheshire team. They want to be on top form going into playoffs, especially as you talked about having 3 game legs rather than aggregate. So extra games are going to be on their bodies, and who want to feel good as a team and as individuals going into it. And I really believe since the trophy final, they've been flying. They've found a way to play together. And it's about putting it all together at the right time in the right moment in the playoffs to make a run.
Wiley able to knock down the free throw. Just a single second differential between shot and game clock here. And now the technical will be shot by Greg Wild on that Terrell Green tech.
Be good to see Greg Wild get on the score sheet tonight, and that's probably why they put him on the line. It's hard when you've been cold all game to kind of step up in the moment, but it'd be nice to see him at a point for this Cheshire team. Also, gotta love a lefty.
He does knock down the second, and the bench enjoyed that one. Here's Jaguar. Knocked loose by Dangakodo. Here is Jaguar. Wild to the basket, throws it up and in. The bench enjoyed that one. Greg Wild gets it to go. There's still 2 seconds to go here as White will fire one up from 3, and that will do it. Cheshire Phoenix, their 4th straight win in the British Basketball League, and they start their Easter weekend on a very good Friday for them.
Oh, they do. It's comfortable in the end for this Cheshire team and continue to roll, as you said. 4th win in a row, and they did it with style, and everyone got involved from the three-point line early on to the rim, more in the second half and the free throw line. It was a really overall performance from Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, you look down the stat sheet, I mean, 5 players finishing on double figures for them. Maceo Jack, an incredible performance for your player of the game.
Incredible, 60% from the 3. And he did it all. 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 of them being offensive, which helped him generate some of those 18 second chance points for Cheshire tonight. He's a leader on his team, and for Cheshire is next man up. Whose turn is it? It doesn't really matter. We saw obviously Rideau was trophy MVP. Skylar White's had some big performances. You can't forget about Aaron Wright, who's just consistent game in, game out. But tonight was Maceo Jack's night, and he showed out.
They will head back up to Cheshire for a game on Easter Sunday. As for Plymouth, though, back to the drawing board for them. They take on the Flyers tomorrow. Here is the stats from tonight's game, and the 3-point field goal percentage, it cooled off for Cheshire in that second half, but again, still shooting above 40%.
Yeah, 40% from 41 attempts. That's 17 threes they made tonight from a variety of players. They also controlled the boards offensively, having 16 offensive rebounds and controlling it on the other end, limiting Plymouth. And they just kind of dominated from the start.
Well, it was a big win for the Cheshire Phoenix away from home to start their Easter weekend. Of course, it is a big jam-packed weekend of schedule up and down the British Basketball League this weekend. There's confirmation of the final score from Plymouth. It's a 2-point game in Sheffield out on Sky Sports right now, so do flick your remote over to that one to catch the ending of that game. Then, of course, you've got 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday, and 1 on Easter Monday. Of course, you can watch every game on the British Basketball League this season live on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. Here's a look at what tonight's win for Cheshire Phoenix does to the league table. They improved to 20-9 on the season. They're chasing down that 2nd seed going into playoff time, and they're looking good for it right now, but Caledonia Gladiators right on their tails. Meanwhile, for Plymouth, they're still on 5 league wins this season, and their playoff hopes were ended last weekend against the Leicester Riders. Well, of course, there's a big game happening in London as well. Kyla, London Lions are taking on Paris, and there's the latest score on that one. Paris on top, 73-67, so do check that one out as well. Yeah. But final thoughts from you on this game. It was a real start-to-finish performance for Cheshire.
It was. Started from the three-point line, kind of towards the second half was more in the paint and at the free-throw line, and they did a good job of getting everyone involved. They've started to separate themselves as that 2nd seed going towards the playoff, and that's what they want. They want space between them and Caledonia to secure that spot so they get an easier run going into playoffs.
Well, Kyla, thanks for joining us on commentary this evening, and thanks to you for tuning in at home. That's going to do it for our coverage of Friday Night Hoops. For Kyla Nelson, I'm Joel Osborne saying so long, and we'll see you next time.